Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Ben Plays live stream, where we come on here every Friday at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time, hang out with you, play games, and have a whole lot of fun. I'm Kevin McAllister, Community Manager here at Ben Studio, and with me, for the first time, a new guest, Darren Chisholm, Technical Director of Gameplay with a couple other titles to it. How are you, Darren?
I'm great, thanks for having me.
Darren, so yeah, first time you've been on Ben Plays. You know, we've been doing this thing for about two years now, I think. But you have quite the resume at Ben Studio. So go ahead and give us a little kind of brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah, no problem. I've been here at Ben Studio for 20 years in June. So that's quite a bit of time right there.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, lived in Bend in the same house the whole time. Love the community in Bend, love the outdoors, all the activities we can do here, and really just love the people at Ben Studio. Like, we've got an amazing crew of developers here.
So 20 years. Well, we're celebrating our 30-year anniversary this year.
Yep.
So what was your first project here?
So that would be Siphon Filter Dark Mirror.
Dark Mirror.
Yep.
On PlayStation Plus?
Yeah, the first thing I did was I got here and they had just, I think when I was interviewing, they had recently shipped the Omega strain. And so I showed up and I started looking at some of the systems. And my first question is, why are all the bullets so weird? Like, you don't see all the bullets that shoot. Some of the ones that look like they hit don't do damage, and the ones that look like they miss do damage. And I turned out it was all dice rolls in the background, and the visuals of what the bullets did was not actually tied to the damage that was dealt or not.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I did was I overhauled the bullet system and made every bullet visible. The tracer rounds were more visible than the other ones, and then I did some math to try to get the bullets that the designers wanted to hit be hits, and the ones that they wanted to miss be misses. But because it was actual collision from the bullets now, that wasn't always guaranteed.
So, and you mentioned math. Darren, a math wizard, gave me a lesson one time. So we do, as some of you know, we do a lot of our studio outreach here, where we work with local schools. We give them tours. We bring developers into their schools, kind of help to inspire the younger generation and kind of educate them about game development. And there's this one tour we did, which actually wasn't a high school. I think it was a middle school that we did. And Darren gave this whole math lesson in one of our rooms on L2, I believe,
Yep.
about vectors. And, Darren, I'm not great with math. But Darren's been awesome in helping our community team really get out there. Around the Bend area, we just did this awesome collaboration with a local high school where the whole semester or a couple months they work on a game game design project about the hero's journey, and they really they get into these groups and they create their own game, their art, the soundtrack, the writing, and we had one of our narrative writers go over there and help with their hero's journey, kind of give them some tips. We had Darren go over for a day and really get into the mathematics about it and understanding how math applies to video games. And then we had the Shark Tank where we brought on people to the school, including Darren,
Yep.
and they would kind of like pitch their game projects to us, and we had like a fake $1 million we could use to invest in certain parts of the game. And then by the time that was done, the winners would get awarded to come to the studio for like exclusive tour and also luncheon with our developers. So, yeah, I know Darren's done that for what?
This is the second year.
The second year
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah, no, that's a ton of fun, and I'm always kind of blown away by the creativity and how far the students actually get on their projects. They not only do a lot of writing, some of them do art. One guy wrote some original music for their game.
yeah,
And it's a lot of fun. And then we kind of like pick and choose and go like, oh, I'll give you 200,000 for the boss, the boss enemy in your game, and
yep.
and then somebody else will be like, no, 250, and it turns
It was cool.
turns into a bidding war. Yeah, it's super fun for the kids, and I also really liked going into the math classes. I kind of took something really simple that everyone learns in school, the Pythagorean theorem. How do you find the length of the hypotenuse of a triangle, and kind of showed how that feeds right into vector math, and vectors and matrices are what we use to represent positions and directions inside the game world. So really all the math, linear algebra, even calculus, physics, like the stuff that you were in high school going, when will I ever need to know this? Well, if you went into game development, you actually would need to know that. But that's kind of my specialty. Is I'm not just I started as a programmer, but I'm not just a programmer. I really enjoy the creative side as well. And so I like to take, programming logic and math and use it to make things look cool or be fun. Like that's my passion, is using math to make things fun.
That's awesome. Since my wife's a math teacher, she loves that.
Yeah.
Well, chat, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I see a lot of familiar names, as usual. Eric Jensen is in the chat. I think you know that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Foxcat, what is up? Talk nerdy to me pod. I'm glad my dating advice worked. Thank you for reporting back. Bubs, Sam Can, Bandman, Evil Zone, how are you all doing? Welcome, welcome. So, tonight, we're playing Resistance Retribution because it just released on PlayStation Plus 2 months ago? A little less than 2 months ago. Also, it's during Ben Stu's 30th anniversary. Also, we just released a patch this week, early this week, time. Early this
goes by
week.
quick.
Yeah, that fixed that infamous last story trophy bug that some of you all were experiencing. So you can go ahead, replay that mission, get that trophy, which will then unlock your platinum, as it should unlock your platinum if you did the other little combat trophies. So that was fixed, but also we added infected mode, the highly requested infected mode that was part of the original Resistance Retribution on the PSP. So that is in there now, which that's what we're going to be playing tonight. We're going to play the very beginning of infected mode. But with the infected mode, we also, I believe, is the first PlayStation Plus Classics title to include a DLC trophy pack, which includes 3 new trophies for players to kind of go hunt. You get the new Magnum weapon. One trophy is completing the whole story in infected mode, and the other one is collecting all the intel. So if you're a trophy hunter, we appreciate you because I'm also a trophy hunter, so I get it. So yeah, 3 more trophies for you. All right. Well,
Nice.
Are we ready? Ready to play some infected mode?
I think there's something I left outside. Maybe Kat can bring it in for me?
Is this a thing?
This is a thing.
Did you two talk about something?
I did. I talked to Kat. So
What is this? What is
Just a
happening?
little something.
What is
A little
happening?
appreciation for Kevin here.
What is going on? So thank you, Darren. I got my own Days Gone collared shirt here. That was a dev exclusive.
Yes,
back
this was
2019.
just the devs that went to E3 for the original announcements, and so it's got a full set of patches there. If you were trying to do a Deacon cosplay, you could deconstruct that, but yeah.
Thank you very much, Darren. So part of our little Shark Tank thing is at the school there was actually news reporters, local reporters coming, and so some people were asking, "Hey, what should I wear?" And then Darren threw out, "I got these Days Gone shirts," and I'm like, "Oh, I would love to take one," just joking. And then here it is. Thank you
Yep.
very much, Darren. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
my pleasure. You're like the #1 Days Gone fan, so you had to have one.
Have you ever seen my Days Gone tattoo?
Oh no, that's sick.
Yeah. Shay was very happy for this because that was the icon. he made.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
We had actually Phil Wilson, who's still working here. He
Yep.
actually got a tattoo from Resistance Retribution on his. And if I recall, the studio paid for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should have expensed mine.
You should have.
Yeah, actually, you can see Phil's tattoo on benstudio.com/blog, where we have a Resistance Retribution blog post that you were
Nice.
part of as well.
Yep.
To celebrate when it released on PS Plus back in late February. Yes, I have other tattoos. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and let's finally play Infected Mode. Me and Darren are here all night, well, until 6:30. So if you have any Resistance Retribution questions, feel free to ask. I'm sure Darren, as we get going, he'll see some things he wants to talk about. I know he played a pretty critical role in Resistance Retribution on the PSP. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we started you off at this screen. You've been infected. Now, if you all don't know, and I was seeing some feedback on our socials, which I then went and created a step-by-step of like, hey, this is how you get into infected mode. So it's a little different than what it used to be on the PSP. You have to hit the options button on your DualSense or DualShock, which will take you to this screen. You go down to settings, you go to infected mode, and then you just turn that on. And then bam, it's back in. And then you are infected. So like I said, a little different than it used to be, but it was kind of hidden a little bit because it's not on the main menu. So there are steps-by-steps on our Ben Studio social channels if you need that.
Yeah, I think originally to get into infected mode, you had to have a save from Resistance 2
Yeah.
on PS3.
Yep. And then
And
you
then
connected
You
it.
connected your PSP to the PS3, and you could infect your PSP.
Yep.
Super fun.
So as you see here, even the main screen is a little bit different. Grayson's in the black Sentinel outfit here. So in the original, he's got his iconic bomber jacket on, and you'll see. Let's go.
Also, those eyes.
Those eyes, yes. He's very bright orange eyes. I do play on easy because I'm not even going to try hard.
Not on live
Yeah.
stream, anyways.
We actually want to get through the game a little bit. Here's a kind of lengthy cinematic here.
Okay.
It's the intro.
We all knew
Let's see. Let's look at the chat here. What is that game? We're playing Resistance Retribution, but in infected mode. A new mode that we just patched in. Well, not a new mode, a re-added mode that we patched in early this week for PS4, PS5. What's your favorite Resistance from the Insomniac trilogy?
That's a good one.
It is.
I think I have to say the first one, just because it was so unique. Like, who would have expected a World War II alien invasion game? Like, it kind of came out of nowhere, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, this is insane!"
We have from Boyce Games. Hey, what's up, Boyce? How are you? What was the kind of the collaboration like with Insomniac? Was there, certain I see certain lore rules, which I know more of the narrative side, but like, yeah, you remember some, collaboration between Insomniac?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely talked to those guys, and I wasn't really involved with the storyline so much, so I'm not sure exactly how strict the guidelines were, but obviously they would have to sign off on any kind of twists in the story. We picked a new protagonist to kind of avoid some of that. So if they wanted to do backstory on the, or if they wanted to like take things a different direction, our storyline with Grayson was standalone, so that I think helped a lot.
Yeah. James Grayson, brand new character to the Resistance franchise, and he, like I mentioned earlier, he wore that iconic bomber jacket. It's kind of just that signature look that he has.
I should have brought the bomber jacket.
You have it?
I do.
No way. That's awesome.
Damn, what was I thinking?
Yeah, come on, Darren.
No, but that thing would have been way too hot to wear in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. It gets hot with all the lights.
Yeah, and they also made it to be very authentic. So the style was kind of this like higher, tighter bomber jacket. Like not like a comfortable big leather jacket.
Right.
It was really like an aviator type jacket. So yeah, it didn't fit everyone as well as they had hoped.
Oh, funny enough, we actually have a student in the chat from Realms that was part of the
Nice.
project.
That's awesome.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, you guys are the next generation, and it's great to see. It's great to see how some of the kids were super into this project, and you could tell we made an influence, and that they might end up in the game industry.
Yeah, hope they do.
Yep.
It's such a cool industry to be in, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
obviously, there's been some things that happened lately around socials and stuff, but this industry is so much fun, and the people you get to work with all the time, because we're all just big giant nerds, right?
Oh, for sure.
And we're all just very creative, and it's like I couldn't imagine being anywhere else besides here now.
Yep. If you want to have a happy life, find a job that you actually like to do.
Yep. What is up, Yoser, our friend from Ireland? How are you? Welcome. J Page, how are you doing? Welcome back. Evil Zone, hello. How are you? Foxcat, did I see you ask a question earlier? I might have missed it from you.
Our mission is top secret.
See, lengthy cinematic here.
Still going.
Still going.
London, you want help with yours. Where is
Yeah. So interesting. We were only around 45, 50 people when we made this game.
45, 50 people, huh?
Yeah.
before heading back to
So
France?
it's all of us had to wear a lot of hats. Like with a small studio, you know everybody.
Yep.
You're all friends, hanging out after work, hiking on the weekends.
You want me to
But
tell
on
you
top of that,
everything I've seen?
there's a lot to do,
Everything I know before I stop 7 or 8
and pretty
words,
much
one of the
everyone on the
bargains
team
for
was
is
super
that
passionate
No, actually.
about the game, and so we
you don't
burned the
know
midnight oil a few times.
Sure.
Yeah, but it was when you put out a product after that kind of an effort, and then you get to see your fans enjoying it and having fun. That's like the best.
Right, yeah.
Executed
Yeah, when I
by
did the full Ben Studio book report about a year and a half ago when we did our logo reveal, I had to go through the entire history from where we began, where we are now, and learning with Siphon Filter. There's about 13 developers on. I think it moved up. I think Golden Abyss was approximately about the same size as Resistance, I believe.
Yeah, maybe in the mid 50s or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
And then Days Gone came, and we're like, yeah, we need a bigger team. And then that got, about 150.
Yeah,
It's
but
just-
we started with about 55 people when we
crazy.
started Days Gone,
Yeah.
and we actually had tried something else. We were thinking we were going to do another Uncharted game, but the Vita wasn't doing so hot, and then we played around with a couple ideas, and then one of our programmers who's still here, been here longer than me, guy is a genius. He made a demo of the Horde on
Norm.
Yeah, Norm. Yeah. on the Vita, Like it was originally running
Yep.
on the Vita, which is insane. But it was all the guys were just kind of like capsules, you know, like giant pills, and they were just in a swarm running around physics objects, and they could push cars out of the way and stuff. It was insane.
So, funny enough, you mentioned that it was not this past Extra Life, but the Extra Life before that. So what year are we in? 2024? 2022, we brought on our game director, Ron Allen, and, no, wait, it was this one. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
You're getting old now. You
Yeah,
can't-
exactly.
you can't
What is
remember.
happening? We brought him on, and we were breaking down the old sawmills. Part of our Breaking Down Days Gone live stream
Oh, yeah,
series
yeah.
we've been
Okay.
doing. And for the first time, we actually showed that prototype publicly.
Oh, nice.
From Norm's, all those Gabe Logans running around on the Vita. And yeah, we're actually able to show it. And if you missed that, you can catch it on our YouTube channel on the Breaking Down Days Gone playlist. It's the very first one we did.
Nice.
And that was really cool because that was actually the first time I saw it as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this, one, it's awesome. But two, I'm like, it's just kind of funny seeing all kinds of Gabe Logans running around.
Yeah, that was actually probably the second or third iteration, because at first I don't think there was models even. It was just like these oval blob.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yep.
But then he scrounged up some animation. I mean, that's part of the amazing tech of the Horde, is how Norm was able to share frames of animation across multiple NPCs at the same time. So that's part of the crazy optimizations that had to be done to get all those guys on the screen.
We're almost going to play now. It's this is where they start going in, and we take control. You'll see James Grayson with the black outfit, the Sentinel outfit. It's, like I said, a little bit different than the normal game where he's in his bomber jacket. He's gonna have these super vibrant orange eyes, and he's gonna be a little sassy. He's a little meaner in this like alternate narrative, you could say. But yeah, you can tell already where he's got his bright orange eyes.
Man, if I saw that guy coming, I'd be like, dude, what is wrong with your eyes?
So there it is, his black Sentinel. Yeah, there are new lines of dialogue. You're going to hear different things from James Grayson in infected mode than you do in the original. Said he's a little bit more aggressive, I guess you could say. As a first-time player, do you recommend I start in infected mode? I mean, there's really no negative to it, I don't think.
Yeah, I think there's actually a benefit from the regenerating health too.
Yeah, you can breathe underwater, so there are some collectibles that you'll be able to reach without any issues, things you couldn't get to before. So maybe a little bit easier because of the regenerative health and the able to breathe underwater. And also you get a brand new weapon. Now in the original PSP, I believe that you would unlock it by collecting the intel. And that is the Magnum, which I'll show off to you in a second.
It's clear now.
But here, we give it to you right away.
This brings back some memories. Like I think I probably played this opening stretch of the game like 1,000 times.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just testing
I'm sure.
bugs and stuff, you know.
So here's the new weapon you get in infected mode. It's the HE-44 Magnum. It fires an explosive slug, and then you have to detonate it with the L button. Also, for the trophy hunters, there's a trophy tied to this one. If you kill 25 enemies, you'll get a trophy. So worth trying out the new weapon here.
It's a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world.
So there, I shot it. Now I'm going to detonate it. Boom. It just took out that barrel and that person over there. So it's a pretty powerful weapon.
Yeah, you got to save those rounds.
Yeah, you do. There's another one. See if we can take a couple off. Oops. Nope. There, took out 3 with
Nice.
that. So yeah, definitely try this weapon out. It's pretty cool.
How
I mean, good thing about Resistance is you get a variety of combat weapons here.
He broke his leg up there on the second floor.
That was one of the fun things developing this game is we got to put our own spin on some of the weapons.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. So like the razor, I don't think you have it yet, do you? Or was that the...
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. But yeah,
Sorry.
we invented some of our own alt fire modes, and
We shouldn't let his weapon go to waste.
Yeah, what was the auger?
oh right, the auger.
Yeah, where it kind of
Shoots through the
provides a
walls.
shield in front of you, and
Oh,
you can
yeah,
shoot
yeah.
through the shield too. Yeah, and you can shoot through walls.
Get your head down.
We go back to our Magnum here. Oh no, he ducked on me.
Oh, might still get him.
It might. Yep, it did. Love it. And then there goes this one. Boop.
rally points ahead.
B Freshness, what's up? B Freshness is a big time Siphon Filter fan.
Nice.
No air taser in this one. Just in Siphon and Days Gone.
Yeah, I have to bring that back for Days Gone.
It's so cool. I love the initials too on it with the GL.
Oh,
See, I'm trying to get this 25 enemy trophy as soon as possible with this weapon. There we go, all three. So yeah, that's kind of things you can do with this weapon is you can get multiple enemies down in just one shot. This thing is great though.
There's the rally point.
What is up, Gabe Logan? How are you? Gabe Logan is pretty much our dedicated Siphon Filter fan artist.
Nice.
Also does Days Gone, done a Resistance, pretty much done all of our games.
She's alive.
Sweet.
Which I can't say about a lot of my friends dropping from the sky right now.
Yeah, by the point that we got to Resistance, we had we'd done several different
Your army,
cover
the
systems,
Marquis,
so
who just got first
we had it pretty
squadron
dialed
shot to
in.
hell.
Grayson, that's not fair. We didn't know.
Don't explain.
There's
yourself
those
to the rank and
orange
file.
eyes right there.
Come, gun towers have been split up and down
It's
the
so
coastline.
obvious when he blinks. It looks painful though.
Orders are to stay and secure this sector.
That's a load of shit. Hands in the air.
I feel like he
Calm
can't turn
down.
them left and right.
Right?
So I'd snap all your necks right here.
What is up, Rob Baller? Thank you very much. It's been great bringing all the classics,
Bloody
most
frog.
of our classics, to the PlayStation Plus catalog. But also, all of our classics, if you don't have PS Plus for the premium level, you can buy each one for $9.99 is each. So
Alright, let's go.
they're always on there, always, and you can download them, not streamed.
We located a down VTOL.
And they all come with trophies.
Out through here. Power's out. You have
My favorite part about it.
Let's move.
I think I've platinumed them all so far.
through here, Lieutenant.
I love that the animation. It's so brutal. See, let's get this. No, get this guy. Boop. Oh, gotta load up. This
You gotta be
weapon is
getting
great.
close.
I know, right? Trying to get that 25. Oh, get behind cover. Now there's this automatic cover system here,
This is Grayson.
which I love because you just run right up to it, he's down. And especially in these type of interior levels where like they just come out of nowhere. Oops, wrong button.
Now, are you having to? Is there an aim button or no? You're just when you're out.
Yep.
You're aiming.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, if and Darren can talk more about this because he worked on the aim assist box for the PSP. Now for this one, currently we had to disable it for various reasons. But Darren, yeah, if you want to go ahead and kind of talk about that system that you had for the original PSP.
Yeah, it was kind of an evolution of making PSP games. We struggled a bit with the fact that there was only one joystick on the left side. So either you had to use, we had like a reverse controller mode, so you could be aiming with the left stick and moving with the face buttons. But the default, I think, was moving with the stick and aiming with the face buttons, which was awkward, but you learn to do it pretty well over time. But because that was so awkward, we wanted to give people a little bit of a assistance with that. So we came up with the concept of the auto aim box. So basically a box outlined on the screen, and if an enemy went into the box, we would automatically adjust your reticle to point at them. And if there were multiple enemies, you could tap, I believe, the face buttons to switch to a different one. You know, anytime you're automatically aiming at something, it's not always what the player wants. So
Right.
you kind of guess what they are trying to aim at. Dude, you should kill those guys so that dude doesn't die.
Yeah. Oh, I was trying to like process what button I was supposed to hit.
Covered.
All right, we got it.
Yeah, and notice the time slowdown
Look out.
in scope mode there.
Yep, I love it. The weapons in Resistance are they're really fun to use.
Yeah, this is kind of, you know, we had Siphon Filter, we had the high-tech spy guy, but the weapons were still fairly grounded in
Yeah.
reality. And we really enjoyed being able to work on Resistance because you could kind of invent some crazy sci-fi stuff.
Right. And really use those flammable barrels because they are huge.
I'm pretty sure we've had flammable barrels in almost every game we've shipped. We also typically have a dam that we eventually blow up.
Yeah, and kicking down doors.
And a shanty town. And there's almost always a warehouse level too.
Yeah. What's up, Dan? Dan from QA. How are you? Dan, I drove past you today, and I waved like a madman,
Advance.
and I'm glad you saw me. That's it. What is up, Last Ninja Cow? How are you?
Make yourself useful, Grayson.
Come on, can't you run any faster, old man?
I'm still getting used to trying to read some of this chat.
It gets really difficult when you're playing and having to do
Oh, I
that at the
bet.
same time.
Well, you're spotting stuff in there way easier than I am. So if somebody asks me a question, I'm sorry.
Did I get him? Yeah, I did. Nope. Oh.
He's down. He's back
He
up.
said, just kidding. There we go.
Clear. Go.
What's up, Tooth? How are you doing?
That green beret was a pretty poor shot.
Where'd he go? Oh, I gotta meet him over here, I think.
Come on out.
Oh yeah, he was blowing a door open for you or something. So which gun are you on right now? That
Grayson and
I did have the sniper. Oh, that we do have the
is
razor.
the razor, yeah.
So
okay.
maybe we have all the guns in infected mode.
Maybe we just front load you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose your stomach for this, Grayson. You look wretched. You're nothing like I remember. Prison
Yeah. So
sucked the life
this
out of
one, I got to design the alt fire mode on it.
Oh, and the razor.
On the razor, yeah. So instead of in Resistance in the main franchise, the razor would shoot a dart as the alt fire, and then all your successive shots would curve through the air to hit whatever you put the dart on.
Okay.
So you could go over the top of cover and stuff like that.
Let's move.
But I invented this mode where you hold down the button to charge the razor, and it sucks up your ammo up to a full clip's worth. And then when you let go, it launches an energy disc. Now the energy disc will
There
do
we go.
more damage. Nice. More damage the more rounds you put into it. But it can also bounce off walls. And so
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I added code that whenever it bounces off a wall, it looks in the direction it's going to bounce, and if there's an enemy there, it alters its angle to try to hit the enemy. So you could even launch these things like down hallways where you can't even see the guy, and bounce off the walls and eventually hit him.
So as you saw there, just got the first trophy for infected mode. That's killing 25 enemies with the new Magnum weapon you got there. really take advantage of the groups of Chimera around. You hit one, if you got 2 others around, you can get 3 dead immediately. So, little tip there. I'll have to show off the little trophy pack too soon. Oh yeah, so now I'm charging it now, what Darren was just talking about. Then released it, I think. Yeah, there we go. So now it's charged. Or, oh no, I
Oh,
don't
yeah, there
have
it is.
enough.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you got him.
Last Ninja Cat, I'm doing good, man. It is Friday. And,
Thank God it's Friday.
yes. Busy week. Now we're just playing some Resistance with you all. And yeah, if you're now just joining us, we have Darren Chisholm, our technical director of gameplay here at Ben Studio, joining me tonight. He's been at Ben Studio for 20 years now, and worked on the original Resistance Retribution on the PSP.
Yeah, I actually started I graduated college in 1995, and my first gig was at Angel Studios, which is now called Rockstar San Diego.
Ah.
So worked on a couple games there that didn't end up shipping. Like we were working on a game called Buggy Boogie for the N64.
I love that name. It should have shipped because of the name.
Yes, right?
I told you not to trust the kid.
Yes,
And
it's
then
amazing the
I worked on a
convict
golf
didn't get a
game
vote.
that was also for the N64 that Nintendo kind of ended up killing both of those because
Enough plastic to
they would
blow
have
those
some
gun
other
towers to high hell.
dev team working on a similar game, and whoever was
We've got company.
first or best,
Where the hell are
it
you
would ship,
going?
and then
Yeah.
the other guys, sorry. Yeah, so my first shipped game that I worked directly on was Midnight Club Street Racing for the PS2.
Midnight Club. I remember that.
Yeah. I'd started as a programmer, but we only had one designer for the whole studio. And once we were working on like multiple projects simultaneously, he went to management and said, "Hey, I think we should probably have one designer per game." And they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, who would you make a designer?" And I'd been working pretty closely with this guy Yamashiro-san from Nintendo on those 2 games I mentioned, and so Fred picked me to be a game designer. So my first game I was the lead designer,
Over here.
as well as I wrote the code for the nitrous boost and
Oh, that's cool.
a couple other little
Status
things
report,
that like,
Sergeant. We've
they're like,
located
"Oh, we
a
don't have the
gun tower
bandwidth to
entrance,
do that
but the
feature." I'm
sewers
like,
are
"That's fine, I'll
heavily
program it
defended."
myself."
That's awesome.
That's your specialty.
And then I worked on Transworld
Or is it
Surf,
Forte
which was a
now?
launch
Either
title for the
way,
original
I get to blow
Xbox.
something
Okay.
up.
Private,
And
lead Grayson
then
through the sewers.
I moved
Sergeant, come with
to
me. Yes, sir.
the Bay Area for a
Oh,
little
I
bit,
get the
worked at
rookie.
Midway on a racing game there. They ended up shutting down that whole
Survivors of the
studio.
attack were scattered
I
all
then
over
went to
Rotterdam. Communication had
Reno
broken down
and worked
completely,
on a
not
Daredevil
only
video
between
game.
squadrons,
Oh, wow.
At a
but between ground
tiny place
forces
called
and British
5,000 feet.
command back in Dover as well.
That did not
For the
ship.
first hours, military
I'm telling you guys,
discipline
like
reduced
it's like
to a
about
struggle for
50-50 in this
survival.
industry for games that actually make it to the players.
Yep.
And honestly, the best track record I've had anywhere was here at Ben Studio. Almost everything
That's
we've
awesome.
worked on here is shipped, which is great.
Yep.
Yeah, so then came here, Darkmere, followed by Logan's Shadow, followed by Resistance Retribution, Uncharted Golden Abyss,
Yep.
and then Days Gone.
Then Days Gone. Our chat loves Days Gone.
I love Days Gone.
Yes. we love Days Gone.
So glad to have y'all here.
Taz Crazy Man, what's up? How are
Far to the
you?
water intake facility.
What motivated me? So I went to UC San Diego, and I was originally a computer engineering major,
In case you didn't
but
hear,
it was a very
it's private
strict
Grayson now.
setup of all the classes I had to take, and very very math heavy, and
Boilers?
it was basically for
I don't follow.
like building computers as opposed to programming on them.
Okay.
So I ended up switching to a special projects major, which allowed me to study both art and computers. So I took some programming for graphics. I got an internship at the San Diego Supercomputer Center and worked on silicon graphics machines. Did some VR stuff with some grad art students. yeah, all in all, it was
Nice.
it was great. And then as I was coming out of school, I wasn't really sure if I was going to go into video games or movies, like doing CGI for movies.
Okay.
And just happened to interview at a couple places in Carlsbad, and one of them was Angel, and the rest is history.
That's awesome.
I really like. I think I like it more because it's interactive. Like making cool graphics is all well and good, but you know, having players that are actually interacting with your art
Yeah.
is awesome.
It's like the luxury of being a community manager is I always see the super positive discussions and comments about the games at Ben Studio, and it's always, even though maybe I didn't work on those games, it's always just nice to see it come from, and like
Yep.
knowing the people who did work on them.
Yeah, no, and you were such an
filled with
awesome
water when we
fan
came
of
through.
Days Gone. All the content
Can't
you
reach the
were
exit.
posting and your website, and
Wait,
it was just
there's a
sweet.
flight control
And
valve. I'll get it.
so you totally deserve to get this job.
Smells like a
Well,
trap.
thank you.
I'm glad that you were open
Watch
to
out.
it and able to come out here.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no!
It was awesome kind of getting the opportunity and having Ben reach out, and I hate these freaking bugs. Actually, let me go to the razor here.
Bugger off.
And yeah, it kind of just all worked out, and like ever since I started playing Days Gone, I'm like, man, I really need to go visit Oregon. I've never been on the West Coast.
Oh yeah.
And it was just one of those spots. I'm like, man, I really want to go see it. And now I live here. I'm like, oh, look at life.
I mean, I think living here in Central Oregon really, you know, contributed to the beauty of Days Gone. Just, you know, showing everyone our backyard, like
Yep.
how awesome it is in Central Oregon. And if you ever get the chance, come to Central Oregon and drive around, check out the mountains. There's some amazing hikes, kayaking, whitewater rafting. We even have some standing waves in the river that people surf on. I saw like a ridiculous number of people out there last week.
Yeah,
when it was like
right.
it was like 70 degrees, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" So they're all out there fighting for a spot on the wave.
Yep.
But
I mean,
yeah,
we've had players that's played Days Gone that's came out here because of Days Gone, because of how beautiful it is, and they're like, man, I want to come look at it, I want to
Yeah.
come see it. And then of course, you know, most of the time they'll reach out and like, hey, can you give me some spots to go to? And of course, my first ones is go to Crater Lake, because one of my favorite spots. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful there. And funny enough, and usually sometimes they're in our chat. We actually had two people that met because of Days Gone, came here, and they proposed at Crater Lake the day before I gave them a studio tour here.
Oh,
And it was
that's
just like the
awesome.
coolest thing.
That's not
That's
your
sweet.
concern. Focus on destroying that
do I
gun.
think it's easier or harder to make games nowadays than when I first started? It's both, really. It's easier because we have a lot of really great tools, like things like Unreal didn't exist back then. You had to almost every game you were starting from scratch, or it was a sequel.
Right.
You know, it took a lot less people though, and a lot less time. Like, you know, a year to a year and a half is what it took for some of these games.
Yeah.
Which is now it's just like to make what's considered AAA quality nowadays takes hundreds of people and years of time. It's just kind of, I don't know if it's totally sustainable. I guess we'll see if AI makes the difference here in the near future.
Well, back when, you know, Ben Studio was creating the Siphon Filter games, it was 7 Siphon Filters in 6 years, which is
That's
wild
nuts.
to think
Yeah.
about, you know?
Yup. Yeah, only 2 of them were me though. But yeah, no, it was kind of a. It was a fun time.
Talk nerdy to me. Don't be fishing out over there, all right? I see what you're doing, okay? And who was the one? Evil Zone, I think. Thanks for telling me about the, reminding me about the secondary firing weapon with those freaking leapers. That the grenade launcher helps tremendously.
Oh yeah.
Because there's one part in this game where you're down in a cave, and you have to walk through the cave, and there's nests all over, and you have to shoot the nest, or if you get closer, they just kind of burst, and they just keep coming. And not going to tell you how many times I died there in that cave, but it was quite a bit.
Yeah, I remember we had to do some crazy stuff because they wanted those things like running along the walls.
Oh yeah.
And our navigation system out of the box did not support that at all. So I think we had to handcraft paths for them to walk along the walls so that it was like basically a different movement system.
Well, you got the other enemies too in Resistance. I forget what they're called, but they jump on the walls, and they have like a sniper thing. But they're hanging there, and they shoot, and then they like jump down and they run to the next wall. They're hard to fight. Oh, this way.
Yeah, I learned over the years that when designers ask you for crazy stuff, you don't say no. You say, well, we probably could do that, but the limitation is in resources,
Right.
manpower, and time.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, well, what are you willing to give up for us to make that feature?
Right. Yep. Oh, I think I have to go up there to turn the power on. There we go.
Where's the power source?
Jackals? Or am I thinking of Halo? I don't know. Jackal sounds good. I forget what they're called. We just fought the boilers. Those are the ones with the big heads. You
Right,
gotta
they
shoot
blow
and
up
explode.
once they get to you, yeah.
Yep. Not exactly sure what those ones are called. I forget. Oh, I
My
feel like those
favorite
boilers are coming.
genre. I don't know. I play a lot of stuff. I feel like I kind of have to stay in touch with what's popular. But I'm on a very long first playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 right now.
Nice, nice.
I'm a little too much of a completionist, so it took me like 80 hours to get through the first section. I'm like, I need to see where every path in the Underdark goes.
That was a cool spot.
Yeah.
That was a cool spot. Yeah, I think that's kind of a role you could say of game developers is you kind of have to play the newer games to keep up and see what everyone else is doing and, kind of see the new systems, new mechanics, but also, take inspiration and maybe, how can you maybe apply something like that to your game, but even make it better? It's like, just kind of, you gotta keep up to date and stay inspired.
Yep. I mean, games often share certain mechanics and, controller layout, like what buttons do what.
Yep.
People get used to that, and if they switch to a different game that's totally different, they're like, lost, or it takes a while to retrain yourself. So we do take some of that stuff into account. L2 aim.
Yeah, right. And
Right.
not like now where it's actually R1 is shoot, and it threw me off when I first started playing. It's a little bit different, but they did a good job of kind of taking the PSP version to where now you can play Resistance Retribution on a PS5, PS4. It's still kind of wild to me.
Yeah, no, totally.
So I picked up some Magnum ammo here.
Nice.
I love this thing. This is great.
Yeah, some of the more fun things is when we don't shirk from a challenge at Ben Studio. So we've built some pretty complicated one-off boss fights, for example. We want to make a good core for the game of how you do X, Y, Z, and kind of evolved that throughout the game.
Right.
But sometimes you just need something unique, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
And we've pulled off some doozies. I think the final boss encounter in this game was one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty epic.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I mean, and obviously, just kind of saying the obvious is the horde, right? Like, you're having hundreds of freakers on screen at one time chasing you and going around, and you got these little areas, especially in Old Sawmill, where Deacon's able to run through, or environment interacts where he's cutting down the wood, and all of that placed in a large, beautiful open world.
While Cartwright and the marching
It's seriously
forces
crazy.
had already
Like,
launched assaults
you
on
look
three
at it,
of
it's
the
like,
gun
man,
towers,
magicians.
Grayson attacked trenches injected via treacherous
Oh, I
sewers,
remember that
canals,
first
and heavily
E3 where we
fortified
announced the
positions.
game,
Grayson
and
had once made it
Jeff
clear
was
he
up
would
there on
never
stage
take military
playing
orders
the demo
again.
live in
When
front of
Cartwright
everybody.
knew if the mission were
And
dangerous
I think
enough,
some
he could
people
be
may not
counted
have
on to
realized that he was
volunteer.
doing a live
I often
playthrough.
thought that Grayson took these suicide
yeah.
He could have
because
effed
he
it
had
up.
a
'cause
Yeah.
he,
Oh yeah.
he did many times in practice.
not
And then
realize
a
until
bunch
much
of us
later how wrong I
were doing
was.
basically press events for the rest of the week at E3, and had to play that same demo. And we kind of pointed out, if you notice, my playthrough is not going to be exactly the same as the one you saw on the main stage. And I was sweating bullets because, I was. I'm like, don't mess this up. Like, I literally, you could have died doing that demo, and I was like, just don't die. I'm just gonna. I just gotta make it through through the sawmill. And we had kind of like a path that we were supposed to follow, just because that was like what showed it off the best. But yeah, it was easy. It was easy to mess up, and very stressful doing that in front of a room
I'm
of
sure.
people.
I always loved just getting the just loved attacking the Old Sawmill horde. I got to the point where I was just playing Days Gone, just a lot of hours, and I was getting just pretty good at it. And so I went to Survival 2, and I took out the Old Sawmill horde in like 2 minutes and some seconds or something. I was very proud of myself, and it's still somewhere out there on the internet. But it was just like, I really just enjoyed the variety you could do at that place, and seeing that type of enemy encounter was just so cool. So that's why I just kept wanting to do it.
Yeah, in retrospect, there's always things that you wish you'd done a little different.
Right.
I wish we'd brought in the horde mechanics a little earlier in the game and actually set you up better with ways to take them on when you're weaker. But yeah, no, it's a unique type of gameplay that I haven't seen. I've seen other games with lots of enemies, but I haven't seen anything that quite matches it.
Right. There, I just used that alt fire Darren was talking about earlier with the razor, where it charges up, and it actually, for this enemy, it actually bounced off that wall and took him out over there, which was cool.
Nice. Yeah, the other one I did was the I forget the name of the rocket launcher.
Oh yeah. Do
you have one? I don't think. Oh yeah, right there.
The Lark.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. So the Lark, you launch that thing, and then you can pause it in midair, aim at a different spot, and then release it.
Oh yeah, that's
right?
so cool.
And the thing I added that was new was if you died in while the Lark was paused in midair, it would aim at whoever killed you and release.
That's awesome.
So that was especially useful in PvP.
Yeah.
Because you might have a Lark up there in the air, and you come around a corner and somebody zaps you, and then you get to watch the rocket come down and rain death from above,
right.
like from beyond the grave. Yeah.
It's so cool. I think that's kind of what a lot of players don't realize is like, man, we threw in multiplayer in Siphon Filter 2, I think was the first one, like a couch co-op
Right.
multiplayer mode, and then Resistance had it, Omega Strain, which a lot of people loved. Get a lot of people talk about Omega Strain now. Like,
Omega
I
Strain
loved
was
it back
before
then.
its time.
Yeah.
Like to have that kind of online co-op
Water
on the
intake valve
PS2 that
located.
almost, there was not a lot of people that had that modem connection thing that plugged into the back.
Yep.
So it was a risky move for sure. But yeah, no, working on the multiplayer stuff, I've really enjoyed on these, and I was actually the lead engineer for the multiplayer game mode for Resistance.
That's awesome.
And I had basically the QA bullpen was right outside my office, and I'd be out there playing it with those guys like almost daily. A lot of people think QA is just there to fix bugs, but we actually ask for their advice on things. They're
Yeah.
the ones with the most hours in the game.
Yep.
If they're like, this sucks, then that's something you might want to fix.
Right. Yep.
So I was playing with QA on the multiplayer mode just over and over, trying to dial that in. We actually had a multiplayer designer lead who left partway through the game's development. So I ended up kind of being the de facto designer on that game
That's
mode
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
With a lot of help from QA.
Yeah, our QA departments, they're so great.
They are.
They're so awesome.
Yeah, I need to get down there and talk to him more than I have lately. But
I've made a tradition that most of the time, every time I come into the studio, I will just open the door to L3 and just yell QA or some other thing, and then just walk away. Do they appreciate it? I don't know, but it's a thing I do now. So
yeah, we actually have some QA guys now that are actually programmers. Like they work on
Yep.
some of the tools, the telemetry for the game. We have some really smart guys down there.
yeah.
Guys and gals, I should say.
Yep.
And quite a few developers that, Phil Wilson we were talking about with the tattoo. He was in QA at that time when we were working on the multiplayer, and
Intake valves
he
destroyed.
later came
Heading
back
for
as a
the tower.
designer. Now he's one of our tech designers.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, super good. So yeah, if I've known quite a few people that have made that transition. Eric Jensen, if he's still around,
Yep.
he says I got him into the game industry, but it was really my
I
wife.
don't know how I made it this
Yeah,
long
he's
without
told me the
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
He had just got a job at Best Buy or something
The
and was
speed with
opening a
which the
bank
Chimera
account,
were
and my wife
completing
was
fortifications surprised
briefly
even
working
the
at Wells
Marquis.
Fargo,
2 weeks
setting up
before
new
the
accounts for
programs that
people,
now
and she's
towered
like,
over Rotterdam
"You
did
should
not
go
exist.
be a QA at Ben's
Grayson
studio."
and
He's like,
Marquis
"What?"
Colonel Roland
There he is.
Yes.
personal differences long enough to
Yeah,
infiltrate
and then
destroy the
he came
final
in.
gun
He did a
tower.
great job in
Failure to
QA
do
department,
so
and
meant that
you
the
know,
second
it's
wave of transports would be destroyed.
it's when they put in
fate
the
of
extra
myself and
effort.
every
They're
soldier
staying
traveling
after
in the second
hours.
wave of transports
They're
lay in
playing
the hands
around
of
with
James
the game
Grayson.
editor,
Yeah.
learning as much as they can, talking to designers, talking to programmers. Yeah, I'd say it's still possible to get into game dev through the QA department.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
And Jensen's now a highly paid, trained individual making games.
And he left us. So
Yeah, well,
I get
he's
on him
hanging out
all
on
the
our
time.
streams. Maybe he's gonna come back.
Yeah, he misses me so much. He's always just got to make sure I'm okay. Last Ninja Cow, is the nature of game dev to have multiple skills nowadays rather than a focus role? I mean, that's a good question.
So that's kind of where I was getting at with the way that the size of teams has increased over the years. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were huge 200-man teams and stuff back in the day too, mostly at companies like EA and whatnot. And you were pretty faceless, like you would sit in your cubicle and you'd work on your one area of development, and that was it. And I think that one thing that I'm really happy we've maintained at Ben Studios, even as we've grown to around 150 people, we've kind of kept that smaller company feeling. So I feel like people are still going out to lunch. People are, friends and playing games online after work.
Yep.
And everyone's kind of like welcome to. We really try to let people work on what they want to. So if this guy is like really passionate about one part of the gameplay, and that's not what he's set up to do at the moment, we'll let him try it out. We'll have him talk with people and learn stuff and try out different aspects of development. So yeah, we want people to enjoy working at Ben. We want people to like be passionate about their job and what they're working on. So,
Yep. I think that's that's one of the many reasons why I love the studio, is because I've gotten the luxury to do a lot of things that maybe other community managers haven't had a chance to do.
It's not the first time the Brits bailed your ass
And
out
that
of fire.
it's really cool where I'm kind of able to go outside the community realm and do some other things like that.
Yep.
Being very broad here for a reason, but it's just like it's something that like I said, I don't think I would have that opportunity other places. And like like you said, if you're passionate about it, you just kind of start doing it. It's like, hey, all right, well, he's killing it, so keep doing it,
Exactly.
And it's just it's a cool feeling to have here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of key features have been some guy messing around in his spare time,
Yep.
doing something he thought might be cool, and then he
Right.
shows it off, and you're like, oh my god, that is cool. We need to figure out how to get that in the game.
Yeah,
We can get inside through here. Come, help me out.
that was stressful.
Opening. How tall are you?
Listen close. Timing is everything here.
What's up, Shank?
When the
How are
gun is
you?
reloading, that's when we move.
Shank is our friend from Egypt.
Nice.
Yeah, we get them all over. We have friends from Egypt, Ireland, Australia. I think we had someone from Spain a couple weeks ago. So cool, and it's like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning over there. And they
Wow.
choose to stay and watch us for some
They're
reason.
staying up just for us. That's crazy.
Just for us. They're awesome, and a lot of our friends here, they've been here since we started this Twitch thing 2 years ago now. Where the first one we played was God of War on PC when that launched, and we played it up at Gerald's office now. It was
Okay, right, yeah.
that tiny room, which was not set up for streaming. But we made it work until we kind of moved and improved with our tech and our room space and stuff.
Yeah, this room we're in right now actually was my office at the
Yeah.
at the end of Days Gone, and I was in here with 2 other guys, so it got very hot.
Yeah.
All 3 of us had computers and TVs
Yep.
and dev kits, and so we called it the AI sauna.
Let's wait till the
Was the
firing
nickname.
Get steady.
Yeah, it gets hot in here. I mean, we got these lights and the lights behind us, and then the PC, PS5, the camera, all kinds of stuff here.
You'll never make it. Jump out of the way.
Yep, we had Ron Allen, who I'm trying to remember what his title was at the time. He's our game director now, but it was
Oh, was it
lead design. of
lead
some
open
sort.
world designer? Or lead designer?
Yeah, maybe just lead design.
Yeah.
But he was in here, and Jay Villanueva was our head of tech design, and then I was in here, and we would basically bring up designers to go over their levels and look at the AI and look at the layout,
Oh, yeah.
give them feedback. Yeah, and it was probably the most productive time getting that stuff ironed out, because we were all here.
Right here, yep.
Yeah. Somebody's like gets a question, and you overhear the conversation. Now with the post-COVID era work from home, things are not quite as overhear it out in the hallway as it used
Yep.
to be. The water cooler talk is what's missing.
There we go. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, I don't know what these things are called, but I hate them. So we just keep jumping all around.
yeah.
But this Magnum is helping greatly. Yes, and Canada. I saw Canada. We have Canada too.
Yeah, we have some people in Canada.
Mention all Maquis forces.
One of our AI programmers actually lives in Nova Scotia,
And gather weapons
so
and
he's
Oh, yeah.
he's
Yep.
Atlantic time, so
Yep.
he's 4 hours ahead.
right away.
Last Ninja Cal, I have started watching the Fallout show. I'm in episode 4 now. And I don't know if you started watching it.
I have not yet, but
It's good.
is it?
I'm,
Okay.
and the funny thing is, I was actually never really a Fallout player. I tried Fallout 4 long time ago. I was a different gamer at that time, so I never really got into it. But now watching this show, I'm like, it might be worth getting back into
Might
Fallout
have to
4.
revisit.
Maybe a little Fallout 76, get some multiplayer in there. So yeah, it's really good. The writing is good. It's good quality. It's just, and what I've heard from like Fallout fans is like, it just feels like the game.
Nice.
It's kind of outlandish, well, because the Fallout kind of theme, it can be kind of silly and stuff sometimes, but they just do it so well. Yeah, so I'm excited to keep on watching it.
I'll have to check it out. I thought the Last of Us series was really well done.
Yeah, that was good. Yep.
There's definitely been some bad adaptations out there.
Oh yeah. Can't win them all.
Yeah. Not naming any names.
Evil Zone, I think I saw a while ago, asked me what my favorite level in Resistance Retribution is. That's a good one. Not the cave, I can tell you that much. That thing destroyed me. I don't know. I mean, I really do like the final endgame boss. I thought that was really fun. Kind of puts it all together, especially because there's like a little underwater action there, and then you kind of get back up, and you're pretty much using your whole arsenal. This level right here, I actually had a hard time my first playthrough because I ran out of ammo, and I got to the part down here, and I wasn't really. There was just too many enemies.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like out of ammo. I went back and tried to find some, and I was just like out.
We don't let you walk off those edges, do we?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let's see. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, we try to be nice, especially when you're like looking up and fighting these guys.
Right. These drones.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of flying objects that you have to shoot. I get it, but they're always so hard to fight. No matter what game it is, no matter if you have a gun, a bow and arrow, it's just anything that flies is hard.
Yeah, aiming left, right is hard enough, but when you got to do up, down,
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
More of those guys, huh? I call them clingers, but Klingons.
Yeah. Forget what they're called. Oops. But this thing helps. See, took out all three of them right there.
Nice.
And there's that one. I love this weapon.
Shit.
Oh yeah, we got some more boilers down here. Which they're not bad. Just
You
can't
just
let
gotta
them.
get them before they get close.
Yep. Well, then you got like the bigger ones, the ones that like fly.
So I'm pretty sure the auger shots are actually more powerful based on how many things they fly through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I actually didn't realize I had it on me for until I just looked. See, there's the shield,
Yeah, right. That's the
but you can still shoot through the shield, and you see the
you see the outline.
yellow right there that you can shoot through, which I'm now out. Oh, of course. Charge this up. Oh. Ah. Go away. There we go.
That's a pretty decent area effect
It is, right?
damage there. And luckily their heads are easy to pop.
Yeah. What is up, Dog Tooth? How are you? Welcome to Bed Plays. So between yesterday and today, I started like getting like congestion in my nose. I'm starting to feel it. I feel like how I'm talking. I'm like, oh man, what the heck?
I didn't even notice it till you said that.
Yeah.
Stay over there.
I know, right? I think it's because I notice I get allergies a lot more around here than I ever had before.
Oh yeah.
So like when I go to Smith Rock and we were just there, The
start of the
junipers
pollen
get
is,
me.
is
Yep.
mad here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, we like to name the various false springs. So it's like
Yep.
first fall spring, second winter, third fall spring. Then there's like the yellowing, which is like
Yep.
there's always there's always one day in spring that all of a sudden all the pollen from all the trees just dumps, and like everything is just coated in this yellow pollen.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, there's a big rainstorm right then, and it like washes it away. But there's, half the time though, it's like it rains, it stops raining, and then it dumps the rest of the pollen.
Right.
Damn it.
Yeah, the weather here has definitely been quite different compared to what I'm used to on the East Coast. I like it here better. East Coast was so humid. Like, I couldn't have my beard long because it would just be like a frizz ball.
Oh, yeah.
Where here, if I can grow it long, it doesn't do that, which is nice.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten used to the low humidity here.
Yep.
And it feels like I go on vacation almost anywhere, and I'm like, oh my god, like, why is it so humid?
Yep.
Yeah, actually, when I first moved here, like you'd be blowing out like bloody boogers for a while. Like your sinuses are just like so dried out. But
No, I thought something was wrong when I first came here. I'm like, am I dying?
yeah, you get used to it.
So many of these drones. There we go.
Gun deck is this way.
Man, this game just doesn't let up, does it?
It does not. Well, I think we're about to get to another boss fight with the
Takes
big
2 men to
plane.
dismantle the gun.
So you gotta start using
Don't
the
get
lark.
lost this time.
Right.
Take it down.
Ditch
Yeah.
me this time.
Good thing you saved that ammo.
Yep.
There.
No comment.
Oh, last ninja cow. Oh, we got a Dogtooth joining from Eugene. Look at that, fellow Oregonian. All right, yep, we're about to get into that boss fight with the big old plane.
Like we're trying to kill this big laser thing. Right?
Oh yeah, we gotta do that first.
Try to short circuit the panel. When it's down, I'll destroy the power cells. Savvy?
Stupid.
Yeah, take out this gun. It's a big gun.
Yeah, it is.
But dream on.
Let's see, do I have... Oh, I have nothing there.
Oh, any ammo pickups?
I
Let's
had
see.
my auger
This one?
custom made.
Nope, razor.
Razor.
For an emperor.
Wasn't just your height
This is for the
reminding me
lark.
of Napoleon.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Which is nice, you just have to walk over it. You don't have to
Right.
interact. Nope. But I think I can just use this, yeah. It's not quite as powerful as the auger. There's one down.
Fire!
Oh yeah, so next week, same time, we're going to be playing Resistance Retribution again. We'll probably go back to our original playthrough, which will be part 3, I think. We'll have a new guest join me, Adel. Last time he's been on here, I think, was Extra Life, where we ate the spiciest chicken wings on Earth. So yeah, he will be joining us next Friday for more Resistance Retribution.
Now you're making me hungry.
I know. It happens every Friday night here.
Don't talk about wings.
Yep. And then in 2 weeks, we're going back to Breaking Down Days Gone. And we're going to have a brand new face on for that.
Take this one down.
And then back to Resistance. And then the finale for Breaking Down Days Gone. So it's going to be it's going to be our games for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Resistance, Retribution, Days Gone coming at you.
Sweet.
To kind of wind down and end our 30th anniversary on a high note there.
It's been a good year.
It has been. Yeah, in May,
This way, Tommy.
and the 30th anniversary. I'm like, wow, you know, that's because this year for the 30th, you know, we did Bend at Night, which we still have actually one more episode coming. We did the Breaking Down Days Gone live stream series. We did our 30th anniversary live stream party, where we brought on Xander Reese to do like a live performance here.
Oh yeah.
You know, we had our team party here.
That was excellent because some people that are remote workers we'd never met in person showed up for that party. That was great.
Unfortunately, I got sick because my daughter brought home hand, foot, and mouth from school,
Oh my gosh.
and got me. It got me. I'm like, are you kidding me? And yep, and I wasn't even able to make it, and I was so sad. Running out of ammo here.
Shotgun that guy.
Oh, nope,
no
out of that
shotgun.
too.
Dang.
All right, well, Magnum it is, I guess. Oh, okay, only
There you
two.
go.
That's nice. Oh, thank you, Boyce Games. Yep, we got one more coming.
That bloody dropship spotted us. Give
The
me that
Magnum
gun.
is awesome.
I'll shoot the bastard for the sky and
What's up,
clear
Paul?
our down.
Paul's in here, our QA manager. How are you?
Incoming!
The Magnum is
Thanks
too
for the
strong,
tip.
but I love it. It's great. We will not be nerfing it.
Oh, it's lark time.
It's Lark time. I mean, I'm kind of curious of what the Magnum will do to it, because this thing is quite powerful. So let me see. Let's add a couple of these to it.
So you're actually triggering the explosion.
Yep.
Yeah.
It did a little bit, I think. I don't
Yeah.
think it's quite as much as the Lark.
No, it looks like you're gonna need to keep larking it.
Yep. Oh, it does take it
Oh,
down
that was
quite a
pretty
bit. What a weapon. Oh, did I get it?
Miss?
Did I
It
miss?
looked like it. It looked like it missed.
Ah! Okay, there's that one. Oh, I need to go grab some more. Here we go. Nope, I knew I was gonna miss that one. It was on the move.
You should pause and redirect if you miss.
Oh yeah. There's that.
It's hard with that guy flying sideways.
It
so
is.
fast.
Gotta take
you
advantage
might
when he
have him.
stops right there.
One more.
Oh no, I'm out.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Go
no.
reload. Don't die.
No, you're done. There it is. Boom. Lark for the win. All right, Foxcat. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Just to be clear, Tommy, Bouchard insisted we recruit you, but I don't trust you.
Yeah, Kat will not be behind the Bed Studio account next week because she is going to be out. So you all need to behave next week for me, all right?
There's our opening. Change your heading. Proceed
Thank
to
you,
the
Shake.
emergency rally point.
I don't think I've died tonight, have I?
Nope. Not yet.
I'm impressed.
Grayson
Don't jinx
destroyed
it.
Yeah, I know, right?
only a window for the second squadron. Within hours, we were able to pass through, bringing supplies.
And 6:20, we got about 10 more minutes left of our stream tonight.
On the outskirts of Rotterdam, plans
Tooth,
were quickly drawn up
I was
and assignments
specifically
made.
talking to you.
Cartwright would lead a task force to the south to intercept a Chimera earth mover that was heading towards Luxembourg. I would take the remainder of second squadron to
Starting to get
Luxembourg,
warm in here.
where plans
Yep.
for the attack on
Right
Paris
about
were
this
being
time.
finalized. Grayson would accompany
Well, it was a
Bouchard
couple
to
weeks ago
Bonn.
they had the heater
Under the
on,
command of Marquis
and it was
Colonel
actually during one of our
Roland
Women's
Oh,
History
man.
Month streams.
Scouts
We had to open the
investigating
door
dried-up
because Laura and
Rhine
Kat
River
were just like
discovered a massive
toasted in
Chimera
here.
sitting at Bonn. Carriers were spotted outside the structure's
Yeah,
dome.
I'm guessing it's the lights.
Bouchard and her father
Yeah,
had been
yep.
studying the Chimera conversion process for months. The raw materials used to create
For me,
new
I'll be
meanings.
doing some rock
Human
climbing with my
bodies
son
had
this
become
weekend.
scarce after the initial invasion.
Maybe going out doing a little hike with the
Admirals and
family.
Greyjacks had already begun
But
to vanish
yeah,
by
just kind of
June
chilling around.
1951. All over Europe,
Probably
the
playing some
original
games.
conversion
How about you,
centers were
Darren? Any
found
weekend
abandoned,
plans?
in the process of being dismantled by
Oh,
Chimera
I'm going down
drones.
to
But this did
Foster
not mean
City
the
next
Chimera
week
were dying out.
for some meetings.
Marquis
So
scouts were
just
reporting
hanging at home.
intensified activity at new Chimera
Those are
conversion
the good
facilities.
weekends.
yeah,
How are they operating? Where were new raw materials
yeah, I
coming
definitely
from?
need some downtime.
Bouchard, with Grayson's help, intended to
Yeah,
find out.
feel you there.
My wife's actually recovering from a foot surgery.
Oh yeah, you told me
Yeah.
about that. How did that go?
It went well.
Good.
It's yeah, everything's looking good. She's going a little stir crazy.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, one of those people that always has to move.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's always busy, always doing stuff, and now she's pretty much stuck on the couch, and it's driving her a little nuts.
Yeah.
My parents are in town though, so they've been helping out too.
Oh,
so
okay,
that-
nice.
Yeah.
Where are they from?
Well, they now live half the time here in Bend and half the time in Ohio,
Oh,
where
nice.
my sister is.
are you
And
going
to
her
do with
family.
that?
So, yeah,
What are those
they
for?
eventually sold their
You
house
think
down in
you're going to blow
Escondido
that up?
so that they could have 2 condos.
Oh,
and
cool.
Spend time with the family.
Nice.
Something like that.
Look, Grayson, you are
Yeah,
here
as you
because
see,
of your
the
field
the
experience.
infected
I
mode
need
doesn't
you,
translate to
but
the
we are here to
cinematics,
find
so
out
you
what
get
they
all
are
the extra
doing.
dialogue
The
during
British always wanted
gameplay
to blow
and
things
not
up.
the
It
cinematics.
will not work here.
Hey,
Right, because I'm pretty
not
sure
sure
these were
with that.
pre-rendered
all you want, but
cinematics.
when you're
Okay.
They weren't.
This place is
runtime.
going up.
Yeah.
What was your? I think we probably touched on this a little bit, and especially in the blog post. But what was your favorite part of working on Resistance Retribution?
Come on, Tommy. I want you in front of
Ooh. Well, it was a long time ago.
Yep. Don't
but-
quite remember it all.
Yeah, but I mean, I really remember that working on the multiplayer, and you know, it's sad that we can't get the multiplayer up, but those are some old systems,
We must
and
follow
I
the
don't think
carriers.
they
They will
stand
lead
the
us
test of
to
time.
Yeah.
that facility.
But yeah,
The whole place
that was
looks like an earthquake zone.
some of those
survived
modes were really
the
fun. There was
Chimera
kind of
operation without your help.
there was a mode where it would start off with
Grayson, behind you.
one infected
Grayson!
guy, and the rest were
Are you
soldiers.
okay down there?
And every time a soldier died, they'd
Lucky for you.
respawn
Follow
as
those
on the
carriers.
infected
Our
team.
paths shall
Okay.
cross.
And so at the end, there was just one soldier left against, like, everyone had turned into Chimera. Sorry. And we actually put a power balance system in there. So the more people you had on your team, the weaker you were, essentially.
Yeah.
So the one guy was really hard to take down at the end. That was a pretty fun mode.
That's cool. Shank infected mode. So infected mode is Grayson here is in the black Sentinel uniform. He's got the orange eyes. He's got regenerative health, and he can also breathe underwater, so things you cannot do in the main story. You also get this new weapon that I'm holding right now called the HE-44 Magnum that you can, it's quite powerful. You can shoot it right here, you'll see the yellow flash, and then you can detonate it with a different button.
It'll blow a man's head clean off.
Yeah. You get a little additional lines from James Grayson. He's a little bit more mean.
Yeah, I think the idea is that he's obviously not a full Chimera, but he's been infected, so he's got some properties that are not.
Yep.
normal.
It's kind of like almost like an alternate
Oh, yeah, watch out for
reality
those-
type thing. I hate these mines.
Watch out for those mines.
Yep. They get me every time.
Kind of a take on a bouncing Betty.
You said Bond was a ghost.
Ah.
It's crawling with
Yep.
his bloody gorillas.
See, like,
My theory must be correct.
because they're hard because they're only up for a second, so you can try to shoot them or just try to get out of the way.
Yeah, I think your technique is pretty good.
Oh, what was that? Oh, was that another
I think
mine?
it was another mine.
I missed that one.
I think it missed you because you were blocked
Busy
by that
climbing.
box. Yeah.
really showing off this weapon tonight. This thing is great. Oh, 2 right there. Oh, yeah, this way. Yeah, if you drop down there, then you just gotta climb back up it. Here we go.
Yeah, I think you got to go down.
Yeah, and with infected mode, if you weren't here earlier, you get more trophies now with Resistance Retribution. So you get three additional trophies that you can earn. It is a different trophy pack, so it doesn't count as part of the... Oh, crap.
Wow, somehow it didn't take him down.
Yeah. Doesn't count as part of the platinum, which is nice. I love the little sound effects. It is such a cool enemy design, these Chimera, though. Oh, nope. There we go. I did not get the infected mode trophies yet. Just the one I got tonight. I haven't put in the time to... I have to beat the entire story again in infected mode. And I'm trying to get through my Batman Arkham replay again. Currently. Oh, not these things. Oh, I just blew myself up. And there it is. I died. But good thing is, when you have this, you can just rewind it to the checkpoint. Or you can rewind it for any second, and you don't have to really go all the way back.
Yeah, definitely switch weapons. I think you hit one of those guys with the explosive thing, and then it jumped at you and blew up.
I hate these things.
Get it off.
Get out of here. Boom. Grenade launcher.
I think somebody was saying the Razor Alt Fire works good on them too.
Oh, that one does. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think if the disc has enough damage to deal that it kills the enemy, but it hasn't used up all the HP, it'll keep bouncing and killing more guys.
Oh, nice. All right, boys, Games. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Yeah, the trophy grind in Batman Arkham is it's a lot. Not gonna lie, I did it. It was pure determination. All right, Dogtooth. Thanks for stopping by. Oh God, I hate these things so much. Oh, let's see. Oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. That's fine. That worked.
Still got a couple of them.
Wrong button there. All right, let's about winding this stream down. Of course, let's destroy these last remaining bugs. My most favorite enemy of this entire game. Just throws them down.
Yeah. At least that kills them.
You're right. All right. Good stopping point. All right, let's go ahead and go jump to the full screen here. Well, everyone, thank you once again for coming on to the Ben Plays stream. We got through a pretty good chunk of infected mode here. So what we're going to do is, like I said, next week is Resistance Retribution again. We're going to go back to our original playthrough, which is like part 3. Then it's Days Gone, Resistance Retribution, Days Gone. So that's kind of how the next four or so weeks are going to play out. What I want to do is we'll finish our original playthrough of Resistance Retribution, so we'll get the Platinum, and then we'll go through the Infected Mode playthrough as well, so we get 100% of the trophies, because that has been my mission on the Ben Studio account, is to get all 100% across all of our classic titles and Days Gone, which we still have to finish the Days Gone Platinum playthrough as well.
On that?
Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit. But thank you all for joining us. We are back next week, same time, right here on twitch.tv/BenStudio. Darren, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you had fun.
Totally.
Everyone, thank you for giving it such a nice, warm welcome to Darren and all of our guests that always come on stream. Thank you for sharing your kindness and your positivity. It is greatly appreciated. And go ahead and spread that across social media as well, please. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Play some games, and we will see you next Friday. All right, everyone. Bye.
Bye.